Welcome to Tater Time Football, where we talk about everything around football. Here's your host, Tater Tot.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tater Time Football. This is week 8. We've been having some crazy games lately. Alabama falling off, not looking too good right now. But, let's get into these picks and kind of talk about it at the end. All right, let's see who we got here. We have number 1 Oregon, and we're going to be playing in Oregon with number 20 Illinois. Who do you got here?
I feel sorry for Illinois. They just got in, but
Yeah.
Oregon it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Oregon as well. To me, it's pretty easy pick, but I kind of hope Illinois does a little bit something here, just to have a little bit of fight in them. It's just I like to see teams come out and play some football. Now you have number 3 Penn State at Wisconsin.
I gotta give it to your old Nittany Lions here, man. They look really good this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nittany Lions here too as well, and Wisconsin just not there.
No, they fell off.
It's like I know Alabama fell off a little bit, but really. But now you have number 4 Ohio State at Nebraska.
I mean, I think it's pretty easy to say that Ohio State should come back from that tough loss against Oregon, that last second loss. And Nebraska, they got a decent team, but they ain't got enough to beat Ohio.
And I'm going to go with Ohio State here, too. I think they have a really, really explosive offense right now and a really good defense, so I don't see why they couldn't win this game. But anything can happen on any Saturday, but I'm going to go with Ohio State here, too. Go Buckeyes for this. Now you have number 5 Texas at number 25 Vanderbilt. And also a correction, it's at Ohio State. Didn't I say that? Nebraska at Ohio State. My bad.
I'm not sure.
Forgot to mention that. Got it backwards. So Texas at Vanderbilt. And it's not in Texas, thank God.
I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt on this one.
I'm gonna go with Vandy too.
I think they upset the big dogs. I know Texas coming off of a pretty significant loss against Georgia. They kind of seemed to lackluster in that that first half. They were really struggling. I think Georgia has a really solid defense that kind of shows, they're tough.
Mm-hmm.
But God, if it wasn't for Texas kind of falling flat, I think they would have won. I mean,
yeah.
Georgia's Carson Beck. I mean, dude throws 3 picks again, and they somehow win.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is not good, man. If they didn't have Carson Beck, God, they'd probably be number 1 already.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt as well. I just want Vanderbilt to prove that they're not just Vanderbilt. I'm tired of hearing this crap where people, it's just Vanderbilt. Okay, it's like, if they're just Vanderbilt, let's see what they do to Texas. Okay, let's just see what they can do to a team like Texas.
Hey, if they beat Texas, how far do you think they'd jump up? Like all the way to number 12?
It's like, because then all those naysayers about, it's just Vanderbilt. Yeah, you go play Vanderbilt now. It's like, at least if Vanderbilt can put some points on Texas and actually keep it close, it tells you that it's not just Vanderbilt. I don't care if they lose this game or not. It's like, if they fight and they play, you got to show up and you got to play your games each week. Not just, every team has to. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to go with the almighty Vanderbilt. Now you have number 6 Miami. Florida State at number 6 Miami. Who do you have? Pretty easy pick. Florida State's falling off.
Florida State, they've been on a roll losing wise, but
yeah,
they're about to get hurricaned, all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the mighty Hurricanes here.
They only
as
spent
well.
their own type of hurricane instead of the ones they've been getting.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that too. Miami's just right now they've been playing really good football. Do I think they're overrated? Yes. But there again, they haven't lost and they haven't given the committee a reason to knock them out.
I think they're a
So
solid top 10
I'm not.
team this so
No,
far.
I'm not saying that they're not a top tier team though.
I said top 10.
Or top 10 team. Okay, well I can at least see them being top 10, yes. But I just don't see them being number 6 status. But there again, they've proved themselves so far, and that's what we're going to stick to. Now you have number 8 LSU at number 14 Texas A&M. A&M's trying to make a name for themselves.
I get that. And they say, 12th man, but the 12th man hasn't helped them out all this year. So, in LSU, they look really good. I think LSU could be up there
But I think
in the top 5.
Hey, dude, I really think this is going to be a smash mouth game. I mean, this is going to be one of the games, just like, other games you've seen this season. I think this is going to be back and forth, and it's going to be the better team wins. But I'm going to go with Texas A&M because the way they manhandled Missouri, they have a chance to, really make a statement here. And I'm going to pick against LSU.
I'm going to go with the Tigers, even though I hate Tigers.
Hey,
I'm going to go with them.
It's all right, man. It's like, that's what this show's for. And now you have number 11 BYU at UCF.
BYU, isn't that the Mormon schools?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the Mormons, they doing it this year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them as well. Because I just don't think UCF has it in them to actually really do something like that or extravagant. And BYU's just been on a freaking roll. I've been watching them play. It's like there's teams that I've been watching this year, and they're like amazing to sit there and watch. And that's one of them. One of the teams that I'm talking about is BYU. So I would really pick them over UCF. Now, number 12, Notre Dame versus Navy. So this is going to be in Notre Dame, though.
Mm-hmm. I think
I already know
Navy. I think Navy might finally face a team that might give them trouble. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame on this one.
I'm gonna go with. No.
He was on a
You had me going for a minute. I thought you were gonna pick Navy. That's disrespect. Yep. They have been on a roll, so I'm gonna go with Navy here.
It's one of my dad's teams. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
But you're allowed to do that. But I'm still gonna pick Navy because I love what they got going right now, and I want them to keep it up. That's all. I just want them to keep winning. So we got to keep it that way. Number 13, Indiana versus Washington. This is going to be in Indiana. So
hey man, go Hoosiers!
Yeah,
that's my dad's real main team. Indiana, they've been really strong. If you ever watched some of those games, I've been watching a few of their games this year. They look really strong. Now, I think they could make it into the playoffs if they just play their cards right.
Yeah.
I think they still have to play Ohio State though, so that'll see.
That's gonna be a decision that we would have to really agree upon.
Yeah.
But Indiana, I'm gonna go Indiana all the way here.
Yeah,
Washington's not the team from last year.
Nah, we took everything they had.
Their coach and everything, even though he's not doing so great. Okay.
Yeah, I tried to tell my dad. I was like, "Yeah, maybe I should go for Indiana." He's like, "No, you stick with your team." I was like, "Okay, I guess that's how it's gonna be."
So, now this is the game that we really need to bring up. Number 15, Alabama. And people have been down on us, even though we're 15. I had a guy at work tell me that Okay, let's just get on where it's at. We're playing in Alabama against Missouri, which is number 21 in the nation. It's like, I know I like the Mizzou Tigers, but I can already tell you I'm pick Alabama this week, and I want to see how they respond to last week's devastating loss, and I think it was a well-deserved loss to Alabama. I'm sorry. I love my team, but it's like, guys, when you're undisciplined, like I said last week, that's what you get. It's like you really earned that, and I hope it resonated with the players that they don't want to feel like that now. And it's like people are like, oh, well, Alabama's out. No, they're not. You're still 15. It's like the only reason why they're ranked 15, and they're like, well, Missouri loses, and then they dropped out all the way. They got blown out, okay? Alabama lost by a field goal and a touchdown. So, 2 games, one by a field goal, one by a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
What's so bad about that? It's like people are like, ooh, like they get all up and hating on teams. But there again, that's what makes me a fan of my team. It's like, just because they're down doesn't mean you give up on them, but you do call out where they're wrong. So, what you got here?
Yeah, I mean, I got the Tide winning at home. I mean, even though it doesn't really seem to matter for us if we're at home or away.
Yeah.
Got it. I mean, maybe that's a good thing that we play with like the same integrity, but you would think we play a little bit more at home.
And, like, one thing I haven't seen all season with all the players, I know we said we were going to talk at the end of the video, but you know what? Let's just, we need to really touch base on this. It's like, I think the guys are more than capable of winning the rest of the way out. I think they are. But they have to respond correctly. It's like the first time I've seen them, like this past week was the first time I've seen them upset. Because that first loss, they were like, oh, it's like, oh, it's just one loss. It's just one loss. Then you get 2 losses. And it's like, it's like not saying they're angry or going to hurt somebody. Like when they get angry, some people going to hurt somebody. I just think they're angry at themselves personally. And, if the coaches aren't going to discipline them, they got to discipline themselves. It's like maybe the coaches are like, well, they make more money than me, so I can't tell them what to do. So I'm going to let them lose. And if they fall, that's on their own. It's not the coach's fault. It's the player's fault. That's what it amounts to. Yes, there's some bad play calls offensively. Yes, Alabama's trying to run a 3-4 defense, and it's like you need to rush 4. It's like quit this freaking South Alabama crap and start playing Alabama football. It's like if you don't, you're going to lose a lot more. you can go ahead and put that out there. You're going to lose a lot more. And you're going to lose players. You're going to lose respect and everything. And the whole around team needs to get it together. But that's why I hope this week they did. I really hope they come back and, really make a statement that we're still Alabama football. We still love our team, like, love what we do. And you get what I mean. It's just quit hating on teams just because it's Alabama or it's just Georgia. It's like teams can beat anybody each week. Quit getting on that bandwagon of, oh, well, it's Vanderbilt. Oh, it's Missouri. It's a team. Quit counting them out. But, all right. Sorry. I've said what I've wanted to say all week. So, I'm going to just leave it at that. Number 16, Kansas State versus Kansas at Kansas State.
Well, I definitely think Kansas is going to win.
Okay.
Kansas State, that is.
Yeah, I think in Kansas State. They're right behind the Tide, and I think they're going to win too. But you got to look. There's a lot of teams in front of everybody. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas State. Now number 18, Ole Miss versus Oklahoma at Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, I think
Really easy pick.
I think Ole Miss gets dogged out here.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss has not had a very warm welcome to the SEC. They're 1-3 right now in
Oh.
their conference. Technically, they should be,
Oh.
I think, 0-4
Oh,
because
that's
they
not
should
what
have
I
lost to
thought you were
Auburn.
saying. That's not what I thought you were gonna say. But
What?
hey, hey, don't hate on Auburn, man. Too
No,
much.
I'm not. I'm saying Auburn should have beat Oklahoma.
Oh.
Auburn is really good at
Oh,
finding a way to lose the fourth quarter.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Ole Miss. I was like,
No, I said
okay.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I said Ole Miss was gonna dog them.
Oh. Don't mind me. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. Don't mind me. I had a brain fart over here, so excuse what I was thinking. Now, I will agree that Ole Miss is gonna dog them because now don't like when I was saying don't hate on Auburn. It's like a lot of people, even though they're not in the top 25, let's just remember this: Auburn can be with 6 losses and beat Alabama and other teams. It's like they're just a 3/4 team, okay? Let's get this out there too. They're a 3/4 team.
They can't get a whole dollar. They only get 75 cents.
Yeah, they only get 75 cents. They can't get the fourth quarter to get the full dollar. So there again, I will also say Oklahoma's just not Oklahoma this year.
They're still Oklahoma.
Well,
I would think.
Well, they're still
Oklahoma's,
their own team, yes.
Yeah, I mean, for many years past, even since even when Jalen Hurts was there, Baker Mayfield,
You do have
Oklahoma's always had a freaking shootout of an offense. But dude,
their
that
defenses.
team, that conference defenses were nothing, man. They'd play against teams. I mean, look at Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes back in the day. They were slinging it out like 50 points against each other.
Yeah.
Where's the defense?
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But I mean, hey, we Alabama's still got to play Oklahoma, so who knows? Maybe they come around.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did we even do the record this week of what we got?
I don't believe so.
Well, I know. Sadly, I got one right that I didn't want to get right, but there you go. Alabama had to go. I wanted to smoke a cigar. But it's okay. But number 22 SMU at Duke. Who do you got here?
Man, I really want Duke to win, but just looking at the stat and who they played and who they've beaten and who they've lost to, I got to give it to SMU. The Mustangs look really good. I really like Duke to win, but I'm going to give it to the Mustangs here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with SMU as well because so far, nothing really to say that they don't come in and actually play a game. So,
now, if it was last year, I mean, I might give it to Duke.
Yeah. And that will complete our picks today. Do you have anything to say? Because if not, I can close it out.
I don't know. I mean, if anything comes to mind,
Silence.
I mean, had a lot of that this week.
Yeah. So,
No one's. I mean, it's kind of, in a way, kind of refreshing not to be the team that's always on top that everybody talks about, that everybody wants to beat. Now, I think everybody still wants to beat us,
Yeah.
Wore the crown for so long. But I got a lot of things I would disagree with how DeBoer does his job. Getting paid, not me. And I would think it's his first year. Saban lost like 4 to 5 games in his first year. Yeah. And if we have to lose 5 games this year, to kickstart the program, hey man, so be it. I'm still gonna roll Tide.
Because the way I've looked at it is everybody's like, well, I've even fell into this part. is when I say they were given the keys to a Ferrari and crashed into a wall. Really, to be honest, it was a Ferrari already being crashed into a wall, and then it's there. It's like it's
well, necessarily. I don't think the Ferrari's crashed. I think the Ferrari had a flat, and then we put a spare on, and then decided to do like 120.
Actually, in this, it would be a Mercedes.
Okay, yeah, I guess. I think Saban owns his own Mercedes dealership, don't he?
Oh, are we allowed to say Mercedes on here?
I mean, it's a Mercedes.
Not like we're selling one.
No, don't buy one. They're too expensive. Stuff breaks. That's my opinion. When you start doing car shows, I'll do that.
All right.
I'd say buy anything that's a Toyota, except for like the last 2 years.
Okay, we're getting off subject. Off subject. But yeah, I really don't like how it's going right now, but maybe there's something that I'm not seeing the coaches do. But there again, there's other stuff going on in the college football world. People always point the finger at one team, and that's Alabama. It's like, y'all need to quit pointing fingers and realize there's 3 more pointing right back at you. It's like, quit pointing. Because, again, Alabama is just a team. We're not God. We're not anything like that. We're just a team. And we have our blemishes and we have our problems. But other teams have their problems too. So
the dynasty, I will say the dynasty can be dead, but it didn't die when everybody was saying it was going to die while Nick Saban was still there. It didn't necessarily die off until he let go of the reins.
Yeah, and you're right. And
The horses might have crashed a little bit, but someone else has got the reins now. We're just trying to get back on track.
And that's also I love another thing I want to tell people though is I love football, guys. I don't care if it's Alabama. I don't care if it's Missouri. I don't care if it's Penn State. I don't care if it's Colorado. I just love football. And it's like, we got to quit worrying about this whole, like, everybody gets too worried about losing and all this other stuff. It's like, you got to lose sometimes to actually start winning. You know what I mean? You got to take the good with the bad, the ups and the downs. That's what makes you a fan of your team. It's like, even if you don't like Alabama or anybody else, it's like, be a fan of your team. Be there for the ups and downs. And it's like, that's what I would love to see more of, is more of the Alabama fans that are there for the ups and downs. It's like, I know so many of them. Heck, there was a guy, he told me a joke today. He said, I've been watching Alabama football since since your grandfather was in diapers. Oh, what? It's like, excuse me? He goes, yeah.
Tell Moses I say hi.
I was like, good grief, man. And I was like, but he's just an old school dude. And he's like, y'all didn't go through all the ups and downs that they went through. It's like, Alabama wasn't always good. It's like,
no, there's a pretty big gap between.
It's like there's big gaps between the times that we were good and when we weren't. And that's the way you got to look at it. It's like, you got these younger folks coming in that they want to be a fan of something, but they want to win all the freaking time. It's like, quit being that way. But there again, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Really hope y'all enjoyed. And please like, subscribe, and see y'all in the next video.
Welcome to Tater Time Football, where we talk about everything around football. Here's your host, Tater Tot.